Hey guys, I'm Aussie Villain, and welcome to the weekend preview. And well, we have to begin as ever by looking at how we did last weekend. And I've got to say, this is probably the highest standard week of picking I think we've ever seen. Gaz Monsters won the Golden Cup. Congratulations to him. I'm not quite sure why he got it over Citizen Nev, but that too the game has given it to. Everybody else here, down to about Wolfman, can feel extremely annoyed and robbed that they didn't get the Golden Cup this week, because that is some extraordinary scoring. If we keep scrolling down, you'll see some of us didn't do quite as extraordinary. So that's, I've got the wooden spoon there, and the game has been nice to me and not actually given it to me. So we'll take that. Thank you, game. But yeah, there we go. But if we have a look at the overall leaderboard, and Webby's White absolutely flying, 9 points clear now ahead of our defending champion, Rujistan. And then it gets very, very close after that. Craig T, MacVolchi and RTB having a poorer week, dropping down a little bit. The Real Villain having a good week, moving up. And of course, I have dropped myself down, to the bottom half of the table. We do have a new player this week, which is excellent. Kloasef. I've mispronounced that almost certainly. But welcome aboard. If you do want to join, there is a link in the description to come and join this. And, as I said, every week, you may not be able to win overall at this point, but Golden Cup glory means a lot around here, and that will definitely still be on the line. Now, let's go have a look and see what we've got upcoming this weekend. And we want to go to round 12, and let's have a look and see, is there a Friday night game? There is, so be aware of that. Friday night, Leeds versus West Ham. Leeds were impressive, weren't they, last week? I did see a bit of that Chelsea game. West Ham are a decent side, maybe 2-1 to Leeds, do we think? I don't know. West Ham is a bit of a strange one, aren't they? Saturday, Wolves versus Villa. Now, of course, Villa very well rested, having not played Newcastle last week. Wolves are going to be in Europe tonight. Probably a draw. I mean, I think Wolves are missing Raul Jimenez, aren't they? It's a big, big blow for them. So I might go with a draw. Villa need to kind of, they've lost 4 of their last 5. I mean, it's a familiar feeling, but I'd really prefer they weren't doing that. Newcastle versus West Brom are a shambles, aren't they? Who gets beaten 5 by Crystal Palace? Newcastle, now I'm assuming that this game is going to go ahead, and I'm assuming that they're going to have somewhat of a team together, that they may not have been able to train too much. I'm going to pick an upset here. West Brom will be looking to rebound, won't they? A solid defensive performance. They nick 1 goal. I'm going to say West Brom get a win there. The Manchester Derby. It's really slow loading today, isn't it? Of course, Manchester United out of the Champions League. Manchester City. Manchester United tend to do well in these games, don't they? There'll probably be goals. I think Manchester City are a little bit too good for them. But, yeah, just when Ollie needs a result, he tends to get one, doesn't he? And you get the feeling he needs a result right now. Everton versus Chelsea. I hope Chelsea are wearing an away shirt in this one, or it's going to be very difficult to tell them apart. Everton, well, they're doing an Aston Villa, aren't they? They're even worse. They are really falling in a heap. Chelsea are a decent side. I think they might just be a little bit too good for Everton, perhaps. I'd really like Everton to kick up. I do like Everton. Goes back to Tim Cahill days, that one. Southampton versus Sheffield United. I mean, let me know what you think in the comments. Chris Wilder, is he going to get sacked? He doesn't deserve it. That's not great, is it? It would be a real shame if because it's his club as well, isn't it? But you can't really see anything other than a Southampton win here. Sheffield United, they're not getting smashed every week, are they? That I can think of anyway. But, yeah. It's a real shame what's happening to them this season. Selhurst Park, we've got Crystal Palace versus Spurs. Now, we saw what Crystal Palace did last week. That was Saha back in the team. That's the difference he makes, isn't it? Even Benteke getting goals, which was wonderful to see. I don't think they're good enough to beat Spurs, though. Let's say 2-0. That seems to be the Jose score, doesn't it? Fulham versus Liverpool. I didn't see the team that Liverpool put out last night in the Champions League, but they only got 1-1 against Anwar Nabil's Australian Heroes Midtjylland side. Fulham have shown a little bit of form recently, haven't they? But you just don't think they're quite good enough to beat Liverpool, I wouldn't have thought. Arsenal versus Burnley. This is one that I mean, Burnley have not been a good team this year, but Arsenal are struggling as well. I wonder if this is a 0-0. I wonder if Burnley go there for a point, Arsenal can't break them down, and we end up with a 0-0. Leicester versus Brighton. Two very unpredictable teams. Just when you think Leicester's going to go on a run and really be a strong side, they seem to lose some silly games. Now, is this the sort of silly game that they would lose? Annoying that their only win is against Villa at the last, however many that is. Anyway, I'm going to say I think that they'll be too strong for Brighton, but it wouldn't surprise me if Brighton popped up with a result there at all. So there we go. Those are my tips. No one's done theirs yet, so make sure you go and do that, or else you're going to be giving me the golden cap, and nobody wants that. Let's have a quick update of the Patreon Fantasy Football, and, a big congratulations this week to McGinn and Tonic, 83 points. Leading the way, and we have had a little bit of a breakaway at the top. The Stefanoviches are kicking clear. Webby's wonder why it's not a great week for them, and everybody else has sort of closed up a little bit. It's always annoying, isn't it? And I'm sure Webby is feeling that when you have a bad week and everybody else seems to have a good week, and I can only imagine the frustration that you're feeling there, Webby. But anyway, still very much in it. Maybe we've seen Arnold's Barbarians just staying in the conversation, but I think from me down, it's we're fighting for a European place, really, aren't we? So we're fighting for Europa League football next year. Let's have a quick look at the team that I'm sending out this week, and a few changes. I'm going to keep Pope in goal. I just feel like, as I said, I just wonder if Burnley's going to go there for a point and Arsenal can't break them down. We're going to go Tierney, Robinson, and Doherty as my back three. Grealish comes back in with Klitsch, Captain De Bruyne, and Son. No, Son should be captain, shouldn't he? And then we're going to have Ollie Watkins back in with Vardy and Bamford up top. So that is, we'll save that change of captain. That is my team for this week. Hopefully, I'll get some points, and hopefully you will as well. But that's it for the preview. I hope everybody enjoys their weekend of football, unless you are a Wolves fan, in which case, as ever, I hope you lose. Not ever, but just this week, as ever, I hope whoever's playing Villa loses. But no doubt you'll win, because that seems to be the way Villa's season is going right now. But I'll see you next time for the weekend preview. Take care.